Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the Education for Young Children test? This is test number 5024. Praxis 5024 is a multi-subject exam. This problem set covers the subtopic of observation, documentation, and assessment. Let's review the types of questions you can expect to encounter on the exam. Let's get started. Problem number 1. In the screening process for special education services, what is the teacher's responsibility? The teacher should conduct the screening. The teacher should diagnose the student's disability. The teacher should provide observation notes and student work samples, or the teacher should provide a formal report. Beginning there, teachers contribute to the process with specific insights and data, but the formal report is typically compiled by the special education team or a school psychologist who integrates various sources of information, including teacher contributions. So this is incorrect. Now at the top, the teacher should conduct the screening. While teachers may participate in the screening process, they typically do not conduct the screenings themselves. This task is usually performed by trained specialists or school psychologists. The teacher should diagnose the student's disability. Teachers are not qualified to diagnose disabilities. This is the role of trained professionals, such as school psychologists or medical professionals who can provide an official diagnosis. Lastly, we have the teacher should provide observation notes and student work samples. Teachers play a crucial role in providing detailed observations and work samples that contribute to the overall assessment. These insights are valuable in understanding the student's performance and behavior in the classroom setting. Thus, the teacher's main responsibility in the special education screening process is to supply observation notes and examples of the student's work to help inform the evaluations conducted by specialized professionals. Problem number 2. What is the primary purpose of standardized tests in education? To assess students' leadership skills, to assess their emotional intelligence, to measure their understanding of the curriculum, or to measure students' creativity. Beginning there, standardized tests are usually criticized for not measuring creativity effectively. They tend to focus on right or wrong answers rather than creative thinking or problem-solving processes. So we can cross that out. Now to the top. To assess students' leadership skills, standardized tests are generally not designed to evaluate leadership skills, as these tests focus more on academic knowledge and cognitive skills rather than interpersonal or leadership abilities. To assess students' emotional intelligence. These tests typically do not measure emotional intelligence. They are structured around academic content and objective knowledge assessment, not emotional or social skills. So that is not correct either. To measure students' understanding of the curriculum. Standardized tests are created to assess how well students have learned the material specified by the curriculum. They provide a systematic method for evaluating academic performance across a consistent standard. Therefore, the main purpose of standardized tests is to evaluate how well students have grasped and can recall or utilize the academic content taught as part of the school curriculum. Problem number 3. Ms. Anderson has a student in her class who has a hearing impairment. Which assessment method would be most appropriate for this student? Oral examination. A student with a hearing impairment may have difficulty participating fully in an oral examination. due to challenges in hearing and understanding spoken questions and responses. So this would not be appropriate. Next, a group discussion. This setting can be challenging for a student with a hearing impairment due to the fast pace of conversation and potential for overlapping speech, which can be difficult to follow even with hearing aids or other accommodations. So this would also not work. Listening comprehension test. This type of test typically relies heavily on the ability to hear and process audio information, which directly disadvantages a student with a hearing impairment. So we can eliminate that as well. Now, written examination. This method allows the student to access the test content visually, bypassing auditory barriers. It provides an equitable opportunity for the student to demonstrate understanding and mastery of the material without being disadvantaged by their hearing impairment. Therefore, a written examination is the most suitable assessment method for a student with a hearing impairment, as it minimizes auditory challenges and allows the student to demonstrate their knowledge effectively. Problem number 4. Which of the following screening tools is most appropriate for evaluating the social and emotional development of a 5-year-old child? Ages and Stages Questionnaires, ASQ, specifically designed to screen developmental progress in children from birth through early childhood. The ASQ includes questions aimed at assessing social, emotional development. This tool helps parents and professionals identify the potential delays or problems in early stages, making it ideal for a comprehensive understanding of a child at age 5. So let's put a circle around that. Denver Developmental Screening Test. This test is primarily used to screen overall development in children from birth to 6 years of age, including motor, language, and social skills. However, it is not as focused on social and emotional development as the ASQ, making it less specific for this purpose. So this is incorrect. Child Behavior Checklist. While the CBCL is effective for assessing behavioral issues and social competencies in children, it is more comprehensive and typically used for diagnosing behavioral and emotional disorders rather than routine developmental screening. So that is incorrect as well. Pediatric Symptom Checklist. This tool is used to identify cognitive, emotional, and behavioral problems in children. However, it functions more as a broad screening for psychosocial issues and might not provide the developmental detail on social and emotional stages specific to a 5-year-old that the ASQ does. So we can cross that out as well. Thus, the Ages and Stages questionnaires are the best choice for evaluating the social and emotional development of a 5-year-old due to its targeted focus on early childhood developmental stages. I trust I was able to clarify the types of questions you will find about the topic of observation, documentation, and assessment for the Praxis 5024 Education of Young Children exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.